Paiute was able to beat it pretty well. I'm interested to see if they try to do that with Cash and see if they go in. They flatten it out. They don't let the wings start high in that diamond one. They got a lot out of it against Milford. I'm wondering what they'll do, but Hoffman is just a gritty defender and does so much. He's the buzzsaw that really just flies for the Rebels.
Yeah, no, the Rebels have so many weapons. And then you look at the Bobcats, and Dustin, they are strong in every position. And off the bench, Coach Barney will bring in the number 3. Why'd I lose his name?
Because it's Cameron Parkin, who plays great, and he had great minutes yesterday.
But he's kind of the, you just don't even think about him, and he'll come up and slit your throat.
Yes, and Cheston Tebbs.
And Cheston
brings and helps with the ball handling,
fantastic
facilitates
point
well.
guard. And those players coming off the bench, I mean, Barney has the ability to go 7-8 deep.
And they do
all of them are weapons.
And the piece Coach Barney does excellent is they execute very clean. They know exactly how they want to beat your action. And man, live Coach Barney teams, they don't make a lot of errors.
Yeah, no, they don't. Yesterday, I noticed the it's been a long day. My mind is fried, Dustin.
Here they come, let out by the officials through the smoke. Your Rich Rebels and Panguitch Bobcats going to come out and break out and be able to get recognition for everyone, your managers, coaches, and players. This is the time when the bench players get to step out and be recognized for all the work they've done to prepare their team to be able to get to this moment. There is no doubt that these bench players make it possible for their team to get there. They may not get on the floor tonight, but they have to come to practice and make their team better, or else that doesn't happen.
Yeah, both teams have big benches.
These for a 1A school, both these schools, two big schools here for 1As, got a little more depth that way.
Ladies and gentlemen, this 1A boys state basketball championship features the Panguitch Bobcats.
They'll introduce the Panguitch Bobcat non-starters first.
Panguitch, one other thing we talked about, their zone offense, they're so good at that high-low. The other thing they can do is if they can get you to stretch, they'll use a skip to the opposite wing and then a drop to the corner. That extra pass is really hard on zones, and that's something that Panguitch, they work hard at it, really, really good at, and it usually will get their shooters going. And if they knock them down, it can be hard on a zone.
Yeah, that ball movement in a zone it's the dagger.
As you look at Panguitch working against the Rich zone, Rich is going to work generally against a man. Panguitch will slip into a 2-3,
but not
for
very
a possession
often.
Once or twice.
Yeah.
And then if they get in a spot to where they have to try to come back, they might try a little 1-3-1 half court, but that's just not their bread and butter. Coach Barney teams are great man defensive teams, and they just don't make a lot of errors. They keep things tight, their help side's in place, and they'll get through a lot. They'll switch some screens, but they'll get through a lot of screens and just really make it hard on you to get your actions going. If it's a half-court game, meaning Rich can't get out in transition, that really favors the Bobcats with how well they execute in the half court.
And that's one thing I think Coach Barney said is, in talking to him, is I can't and don't want to play the Rebel game.
And what is the Rebel game?
It's going to be transition.
100 miles an hour up the sideline and get buckets. They will want to turn you over and just fly. And they are so good at that. I hope Coach Ashley Brown's here, excited for his guys to be able to play in the championship. But if he's watching at home, and my good friend, he's the one that made that Rebel basketball fly like that. And oh my gosh. And they're back at it this year.
Yeah, no, transition basketball is a lost art, Dustin. You don't see, in fact, there may only be one boys team here, men's team here, that runs a great transition offense.
Yeah, in the 1A game, I would say that's fair.
I mean,
that's
the true transition,
yep.
Fast pace, up and down. Hey, I don't care what the shot clock says. We're going to go get a layup.
We want to be at right around 8 seconds and then get back on defense. And these boys, they do it. Man, they go hard and fast. It has been really fun to watch them this tournament because they pass the ball so well up the floor that if you're trying to just get back and crash, if you crash everybody on offensive glass, they will lay it up on you. And it's not because they're out leaking out and getting out in front of you and sending somebody. It's because they go and then they 100 miles an hour, well disciplined. It's not, you watch their lanes. Yeah. Their lanes are very disciplined. They're outside of the volleyball lines when they run. And
that's something that's taught. You have to get that from
every
taught
day.
In Bandom basketball all the way up is the only way you get good at that by the time you're in high school. That has to be something that you've done time and time again. You don't just say, hey, we're going to become a transition team and it happen overnight.
Oh, no.
You're going to have
every day.
Lots of frustrating games of lots of turnovers trying to get there.
We've got to watch. And that's, yes, you get to see some of those turnovers, and that's, that Manti team that we know a little bit about, they run it as well as anybody, and they have to go through those turnovers early in the season, and sometimes that can be a little hard. Same thing for these rich Rebels.
In a transition game, you can live with a few turnovers because you're going to get more possessions.
Get more possessions, and that's what you look for, and you might blow one here and there.
Number 14, Daxton Miller.
And they're going to alternate here coming out.
And that is number 11, Jaden Dish. Remy Chappell, number 24 for the Bobcats. Remy's a quiet, just does his job, goes to work. He can score, he just does his job.
Yep, he's always there for that kick out from Cash Air.
For the Rebels, number 23, that is Carter Hoffman.
And he is a defensive machine. He does such a good job. He works his tail off. He'll generally get 3 to 4 fouls a game.
Number 42, Cash Air for the Bobcats. And then number 34, Carson Muirbrook for the Rebels. That's going to be an interesting matchup, Dustin. Those two play a different game.
Absolutely. Cash is so polished with what he can do on the inside-out game. And Muirbrook does a good job getting downhill, and he does a nice job offensive rebounding, but he does not have the shooting ability Cash has.
The junior number 23, Maddox Johnson. And then the sophomore, number 12, Ridge Lundgren for the Rebels.
And that sophomore Ridge has just lit it up all tournament long. And Johnson can shoot it too. He gets a lot off of those inside outs from Cash as well.
Number 15, Justin Osborne. And then number 15, Jaden Cornea. Justin Osborne, Dustin, in my opinion, is probably one of the most underrated players in all of 1A. He has a quiet confidence that he just goes out and kicks butt.
Yes, he does. Yes.
Well, he's long,
he's
fast.
He's long, he's fast, he can shoot it, but he just, like you said, he just does the work. He doesn't show a lot, but everything else comes out because he just, does an excellent job for the Bobcats. And he's efficient offensively. He can play.
Chappell will jump against Muirbrook.
So Rich pushes out a little bit offensively. You see Desch slipping over there. Panguitch goes heavy defensively back there.
Tip comes back to the Bobcats. Osborne with the ball. My eyes are having a hard time adjusting, Dustin.
It's a fun thing that we're experiencing. Rich is in a man defense.
Miller in the corner. Chappell. Osborne fakes, drives, spins the middle, gets the man in the air, needs help.
I wondered if Rich would do it, but they've got Hoffman on Cash.
Corner, Johnson to Chappell. Osborne, 3! Bryce Canyon City 3. Justin
ball
Osborne.
Movement right there by the Bobcats as they worked against that man defense. They did a great job moving the ball.
Dash. Cornea. Pass taken away. Air.
The length right in there with Cash. Able to knock that one loose. Good defensive effort, laying in their gaps.
And Cash is going to have to just learn patience tonight because Hoffman was given a big assignment.
3 out and 2 for Panguitch against that man.
Nice dish inside, slapped away. Knocked away again from Osborne to Johnson. Chappell. Miller underneath Osborne. Shot up short. Rebound Rebels out on transition.
And Panguitch doing a great job getting back and slowing that down. And of course they are in their man defense, but Cash will roam that zone, roam more like a zone in the middle of a zone.
Hoffman travels as he comes to a stop. 2 uncharacteristic turnovers.
It's a huge benefit that the Bobcats have to have Cash. They'll usually try to find somebody that he can sit in, and he'll just roam that paint, and they try to funnel people to him. There's some of that pressure up front, just out of man from Rich.
Miller to Air to Miller, back to Chappell. Osborne 3 blocked. Air tips it out. Johnson baseline pass across to Chappell.
Excellent effort to be able to get that second opportunity there by the Bobcats, using the tip to get it to them.
Cornea. That's Dash. Looks. Gives it up to Muirbrook. Reverse pivot. Sealed up well. Dash blocked by Air.
Air coming off of Muirbrook right there as he made a nice pass, but Dash having to go a little longer. Able to come from the backside and block that. Nice effort by the Bobcats. Triangle action to get it in.
Bounce pass into Hoffman. Shot up, no. Rebound, Dash picked up by Osborne.
Good job by the Bobcats to knock it loose right there.
Inside, Miller at that high post. We were talking about that. Miller at the high, Air at the low.
Cornea came and helped right there. Cornea on that backside as Hoffman was going to be at a disadvantage. Cornea getting the jump ball. Good help side defense. High screen.
Hoffman kicks it out. Muirbrook, dribble drive, scoops, rims off. Rebound, Dash. Won't go. Miller with the rebound for the Bobcats.
Just rimming out for Rich. Not able to. Man, they gave themselves a lot of good opportunities. There's Miller.
Johnson, left wing, looks in. Osborne, shot, tipped again, loose, picked up, knocked away. Miller fouls.
Just Hoffman trying to get it out as Cornea was headed down. Couldn't get it. He was strung out trying to get it to him. That got Miller's arms wrapped up in him. And that's the first foul of the quarter here, is both teams being allowed to get after it, but they haven't done any whacking. I mean, it's just been good physical ball. There goes Hoffman.
Dribbles in. Air with the rebound and a foul. A timeout on the floor. We'll take one as well. Are we going sideline this first time out? No. At the quarter. Okay, this is State Championship Basketball brought to you by SUU on TeamHive.live and KTTA 8.1.
C-Stop Pizza in Panguitch, Utah. Pizza for every taste bud. We have pizza, pasta, wings, salads, breadsticks, and many more delicious items. Go Bobcats from the Crofts family. Regular exercise is an important part of maintaining a healthy lifestyle. Elevate Fitness in Panguitch is a 7,000 square foot center that will offer weights, treadmills, as well as a turf area for classes. Follow us on our construction project on Facebook. Elevate Fitness.
For banking designed to help you score more, Zions Bank is for you.
Coach Barney calling that timeout, having communication, see what they clean up here. Go straight into the post.
Bounce pass into air, drop steps right, scores.
He knows Hoffman's guarding him, and Coach Barney clearly explained, get Cash on the blocks and get him the ball.
Chappell and a foul.
I was watching my boys wrestling the other day, and the coach kept saying run through that. I think that's what Hoffman just did right there, is he got the jump ball and he just ran through it.
Yeah, he drove that ball trying to pull it out of Remy Chappell's hands and got called for the foul.
He's getting a three-quarter Cash right there. They came down to his Cash's side, but they go away from it. They're going 3 out and 2 in still, as they've got size advantage, Panguitch does.
Osborne, bounce pass into Chappell, steps back, rebound Osborne, kicks it out, Johnson, 3, got it!
Big in
Bryce
and out.
Canyon City 3. That
Osborne.
inside-out action by Osborne,
Osborne got that rebound.
and
which
kicked it to
then,
Johnson.
Big-time offensive rebound to get that.
That's your point guard in there rebounding, Dustin.
Like you said at the first game, he is tough, and he's going to shoot that crossover
Bryce
sophomore.
Canyon City 3. Ridge Lundgren to break the ice for the Rebels.
You never want a matching 3 shot unless it goes in, and that one did.
Chappell fakes, gets some defender in the air, misses, but he gets his own rebound. And a foul. Is that going to be the second?
That will be the second on Hoffman, as he got the one down here on the jump ball, and he got over pursuing with his hands, and he's been guarding Cash Air, and that's going to be hard. As
That'll bring in the junior Drake Weston, who scores 9 points a game, 26 threes. Drake Weston's a good ball player.
he is a good ball player. He's been starting for the
Almost
Rebels
taken
most of
away.
the time.
Air at the top of the key for 3, rims out. Rebound
There it goes.
ahead.
Oh, he got whacked. He got double hit.
A foul and then a foul. But they'll only call the one. But
I think wish that they could call two, because he got smashed. That's Drake Weston.
welcome to the game, Drake Weston.
Yeah, he got in the game. And that's one of the first times we've seen Rich be able to get out in their transition. And Drake comes out immediately, shows his speed. And way to step up and knock down that free throw after taking those 2 really hard hits. Coach Cornea down there talking to Lundgren and Cornea about what they need to be able to do defensively to get these Bobcats stopped, as they have been really effective.
Weston makes them
end.
both from the Legacy Ace Hardware free throw line. Johnson, no-look pass out in front of Osborne.
Rich goes into that 2-3 zone that we knew they'd come to
Miller,
try.
12-footer in the paint, won't go. Rebound loose, picked up by Muirbrook. That's going to go out of bounds.
Cash jammed that and made it hard on Muirbrook. With him jamming, Muirbrook stretched and got panicky and just threw that one out of bounds. Nice job by Cash Air.
Johnson inbounds. Steps in, gets it back. Miller in the corner. To Chappell, overloaded to the right side. Miller kicks, Osborne drives, bounce pass to Miller, little 5-footer, rims out.
Zone so far, they're getting decent looks, but just uncomfortable enough to rim it out, and they're being able to hold them to one and done. Ooh, nice steal right there by Johnson.
Johnson picks the pocket of Cornea.
That was
Of
great
Lundgren.
hands.
Osborne. Johnson, 3's a little short. Saved in to Chappell, and he's blocked by Lundgren. What a block.
And it's stolen right back right there by Osborne. Read that sideline. They've talked about that sideline break well.
A lot of contact there and out of bounds as Air.
Lundgren had done a nice job, got in legal guarding position and got ran over. The official might have just had not enough to see it, as Coach Cornea needs a timeout.
We'll take one as well. This is 1A State Championship basketball brought to you by Bryce Canyon Half Marathon on KSL.com.
Fab Rats is an entertaining YouTube channel based in beautiful southern Utah. Carl, Michelle, and the crew showcase major and minor fabrication builds, off-road adventures, family fun, and much more. Check them out on YouTube and subscribe today. Fab Rats is an...
Are you looking for ways to protect your agricultural-related investments from lack of precipitation and market downturns? We are the Ag Experts. Our team specializes in PRF insurance, LRP insurance, and ranch insurance. Give Chad a call today to learn how you can protect your calf check from the market downturns and your livestock range from drought. Don't get caught at the bottom of the cycles. Choose the experts. Choose us, your agriculture insurance specialists. Call Chad Lyman with Tyler Jeffs and Associates at 435-633-5981.
Celebrating over 80 years of service, Garfield Ready Mix and Bryce Valley Builders are proud to sponsor 1A basketball. Providing quality concrete to Paiute, Kane, Garfield, and Wayne counties, the mutters at Garfield Ready Mix are the best around.
For game-winning banking with Home Team Fields, Ions Bank is for you. Dustin, Coach Cornea, what did you just tell your Rich Rebels?
Take a look to make sure you get your zone stable. Oh my, interesting.
Chapel ties up Muirbrook, and Muirbrook was having none of it.
You know, he went ahead and just tied Chapel clear up. But Coach Barney calls a timeout, and he comes down, pounds it in Cash. Cash gets a layup. Coach Cornea calls a timeout, comes down, and Panguitch jumps him up. Big possession gain right there by the Bobcats. He's going to stay in this 2-3 zone.
Johnson skip pass. Miller at the high post to Johnson right side. If that pass hits Johnson in the hands, that's taken away. Breakaway, back is Osborne. Almost blocks shot, comes off the front of the rim. Air there to defend, and a miss.
Not hitting
Miller.
his teammate that was wide open, hurt him bad.
I like the look. That's a turnover, but you've got to take that risk on that fast break.
He was open up there. That's a fun way to play. And that's Rich. They love to go. You talked to Coach Barney. Didn't want to get in a running match right there.
True.
He may be having a conversation with that. Green Lundgren off of that three. Guarded very well. Chased those two bottom screens well.
You know, that's Osborne is so athletic and so long. He's hanging with Lundgren very well.
Yes, he is.
Desch. Muirbrook in the paint. Splits the defenders, goes to the ground. A lot of contact, no call. Officials letting them play.
Panguitch controlling the momentum really well right here. And you can see Rich starting to show a little frustration.
Skip pass left side. Johnson shimmy shakes, kicks it to Miller. Air looks at the three for a split second. Backs back out. No shot clock, 11 seconds in the quarter.
Desch slipping on that backside from the forward, doing a great job taking away as Miller had the little look. 2 seconds.
From the parking lot, just short. 10-5 after one. We will go. Is Tyler ready for that? All right, we're going to go down to our sideline reporter, Tyler Gibb. He's got a sideline report.
If you look at the back of the Rich Rebels warm-ups, you'll see the phrase right here, right now. Coach Cornea was inspired to put that phrase on their warm-ups when former Rich football coach Justin Grohl tragically passed away last year. Coach Grohl was a huge Buffalo Bills fan, and the phrase right here, right now comes from Bills coaching legend Marv Levy, who would ask his players before they took the field each game, where else would you rather be than right here, right now? Coach Grohl's son Carter is on this Rich basketball team, and Coach Cornea wants his players to think before they take the court each game, where else would you rather be than right here, right now? The Rebels find themselves in the championship game, and there's no doubt that there's any place they'd rather be right here, right now.
What a great job down on the sidelines from our sideline reporters, Tyler Gibb and Nathan Thatcher, tearing it up.
Working hard all week. Coming out of this one, two-possession game. Rich starting that quarter break probably couldn't have been a better time. Starting to feel a little frustrated, not recognizing it feels more than two possessions, but that's all it is.
Yeah,
it's just
only
a two-possession game.
I mean, 5 points is nothing with these two high-powered offenses.
That is for sure.
Both these teams score in the mid-60s every game.
They're putting Desch down there on that post.
Muirbrook. You know, and I wonder, Muirbrook backs his way in. That's out of bounds. Last touch by Muirbrook. They pull Muirbrook out. I wonder if they're trying to get air out of the paint.
That's what it looked like, and then that was good, tough drive, and he almost had himself collected enough to get that finish, but guarded very well by the Bobcats. I like what you talked about, trying to get air out and away from Roman.
Miller takes it inside. He goes up high, won't get it. Rebound, air, puts it up, no. Again, Desch comes out of there. Rebels, and Desch is fouled by Osborne.
We've seen some good hard hits, and then we've seen some that get even harder, and that one he got long on. He stopped the break, though.
That's his first foul, and that's, I mean, you don't want the hard foul, but that's going to be a 4-on-1 break for the Rebels is an easy layup on the other end.
Absolutely. That's where they were headed for. And
you don't want to create an intentional foul situation,
no.
but a hard basketball play is a good play in that situation. Inside, Muirbrook defended by Air. Air's pushed Muirbrook out 15 feet into that short corner. Crossover by Lundgren. Yo-yo's up top. Muirbrook right side. Air is there off the screen. Weston's shot blocked.
Nice job coming back around, able to knock that one out. It's that Remy Chappell doing a nice job. So you got your box set with Desch taking it out of bounds over there on the E. He's likely going to step in for a three right here. Oh, curled it. Nice job. Good read.
Bounce past Desch at the high post. 3 seconds on the shot. Blocked out by Miller, and it comes down off Desch out of bounds. Great defensive set by the Bobcats.
They read that curl, recovered it, and able to block that. That was really nice man defense, baseline out of bounds. It doesn't get much better than that. This slow zone has been a good adjustment as Rich really moves well out of it.
Air catches, shoots, buries a Bryce Canyon City three.
They were able to get enough penetration into that drop zone and slip Air out and away, where he is so good from that three-point line.
Lundgren, high screen, gets past Air, scoops up with the right hand, won't go. That's Muirbrook.
Getting him involved as Cash is roaming that paint. He's getting to the hoop, just not able to finish.
Elevate shot, won't go, knocked out of bounds. All right, we're going to go down to Nate Thatcher on the sideline. There you go, Nate.
Hey guys, Coach Barnes has singled out Cashire multiple times and said, every guy that guards you is smaller than you. What are you going to do about it? We've seen he just hit that three a few moments ago. His star center's response could be the difference in this game.
You know, that's kind of what we were talking about. It's like, hey, Cash, you realize you're bigger. Nice three.
Desch is able to knock that one down and put it back to that two-possession game as they've been able to match the three-pointers from Panguitch so far. As Cheston Tebbs checks in the game along with Cameron Parkins, the bench play for Panguitch. See what happens there as Rich has been using their bench all game.
Air picks up his dribble at the high post. Osborne to Tebbs. Rich extending that pressure, coming out. Parkin also in the game for the Bobcats. He loses the handle on the baseline.
They trace the ball with their hands constantly, and they are looking to knock it loose. Ball pressure is tough.
Desch gives to Lundgren. Lundgren spins. Osborne there.
He is a great defender.
Moves his feet, his weight's up front so he can keep moving. Muirbrook at the low post. Up, reverses again. Got it. Finally, Muirbrook on the book.
He's had some looks and they've trimmed down on him, but that closes it to a long one-possession game as this zone has slowed the Bobcats down.
Tabs defended by Weston. Bounce pass Miller. Air in the corner. Three's good. Bryce Canyon City 3, Cashier.
Using that overload, slipping from the left block to the right, and that's just making the forwards hard to guard. They've found that twice now.
Tabs has the ball knocked away, but it helps him because
he did a good job holding on to it. So watch here. You got Cash there on the left. Oh, spacing out for the little jumper.
Miller keeps it that time, but they've been hitting him, and then he distributes from that high post. And that goes out of bounds, and you can see the frustration in Jaden Cornea there. Just absolutely disgusted with himself.
So the Rebels have got to stay under control and identify what's taking place, because now with that shot, you'll see that that'll slip the zone. Perry comes in here from Muirbrook. That may actually take that counter a little bit away, because the counter, what it does when he shoots that, then it lifts the zone more, which gives Cash a better look.
Osborne to Miller.
He's got him sealed right
Tabs
there.
open, swatted out from behind.
Lundgren's playing behind Cash in that zone. If he continues to do that, Cash is going to get a couple layups over the front of the rim right there, as he was open several times.
So Muirbrook gets a quick breather, and he comes in for Dash as the Bobcats inbound to Tibbs, to Miller, back to Tibbs. Miller open for three, he takes it. Air tips the ball, goes out of bounds off of the Bobcats. Still just a two-possession game.
Yeah, it's a good ball game, and see what Rich executes right here against this defense that, I mean, we've got 4 or 5 minutes into the second quarter, and Rich has only scored 10 points. This defense has been outstanding. Muirbrook's back in the game after having a second break. He's back at it.
Jump stop on the low block. Then he hits Lundgren up top. Lundgren goes down. He's fouled by Miller.
Well, the few times he's gotten past Osborne, he was able to use a look left and then that quick first step. And Teb's coming in on that help side as that basically has to foul him. He had a layup there.
Lundgren on the Legacy Ace Hardware free throw line.
Able to make this a short two-possession game if he's able to knock them both down. And the stretch, when they were moving, when Panguitch was moving the ball and Cash was touching it each possession, they were scoring better. He hasn't touched it the last couple possessions.
No, in fact, the Bobcats have only scored 2 buckets both teams have only scored 2 baskets, and then 2 free throws there for the Rebels in this second period. 2 3-pointers for the Bobcats. Osborne to Air in the corner, looks into Miller.
They kept their spacing tight enough that the forward could drop down and guard it. There's Cornea chasing
Air.
that ball.
Rebels get their hands all over the ball. Miller, nice assist.
He slips up underneath out of that gutter, and they size up well. Panguitch, and that was a big bucket they made last night to seal Tabiona off. The same type of action. Oh, look at Osborne. Man, he is awesome.
Last touch by Miller. Osborne diving out there, knocks that ball away.
Lundgren had the first dive, but Osborne just getting on it, making it happen. As Rich is going to come back. Bring Muirbrook up for that high screen.
It opens that middle up to Cornea. Muirbrook to Weston, going left, still going left, up, won't go. Parkin with the rebound.
One of the few times that they're able to get around without Cash having a presence on that shot, but still defended very well.
Debs picks up his dribble. Miller, no look pass left wing. Osborne, Bryce Canyon City 3.
He spaces away 2 extra steps without the ball, and that gives him enough to be able to shoot against that zone.
His second tray of the game. Weston. Debs gets his second foul as he bodies up on the cutting Cornea.
Just hit him hard, coming down through that paint. Going to have this box set again. Panguitch has just defended their baseline out of bounds very well. They put Miller up on the ball, but he's back a half a step. So just no corner 3 action happening there.
Dash for long three, won't go. Air with the rebound. He clears it well.
I thought you could see last possession that Desch was looking a little bit deeper, wanting to kind of use a three to close that gap, and Panguitch didn't give him enough space. Oh, there it is,
10
24.
seconds.
Man, that felt fast. But it felt fast for Cheston, too.
I'm curious on that. Did that clock get reset?
I don't think it did.
There's no way.
Yeah, I think that might hurt Panguitch on that possession. It felt weird. Cheston's been really good managing that in the backcourt. I don't think.
There he gets a takeaway back.
Look at that. Good heady play.
Cheston with a great takeaway to make up for the. There's no way that shot clock got down 11 seconds that quick. A hand check on the Rebels.
Coach Barney had been asking about that as they called the one on Cheston last time. He worked hard on the official there. And official quickly calls one that we haven't seen much. All right, Panguitch look to see. Yep, Cash flares out.
Catches, shoots, rims over.
He didn't dive in quite enough to give quite as much space as he does a lot of times on that flare.
Out to the right wing, baseline drive. That one's out there. Left wing three, no. Tipped up by Air.
Love the drift pass. Just not able to capitalize. Body's hitting the floor a little bit. You got
looking for
5-second shot clock difference.
Looking for the last shot.
Rich will get another one, but let's see what it's out of. It'll be a shorter one.
Miller to Air.
Way deep into the clock.
Open, Osborne, three, rims off, tipped up by Miller, won't go. Parkin there to put it back, no. Rebound, tipped. 2 seconds to go. And unaware of the clock. That's going to do it for the first half. 21-12 after 2. We will keep it right here to the Southern Utah University halftime report as we get Coach Barney down on the sideline. Dustin, first half action, 21-12, Bobcats. We'll go to Nathan Thatcher on our sideline.
Coach, you said the two main factors to getting a win today was going to be controlling the tempo and limiting turnovers. How do you feel like you did in the first half?
So far, so good. We haven't turned the ball over a lot, and therefore we've been able to control their running game, and we've been able to get back on defense. So we're still shooting the ball a little early in the clock. I'd like us to run it down just a little bit more and get a better look. But all in all, we've done a good job.
Rich likes to get out in transition. How do you feel like you have done in your transition defense?
So far, we've done really well. One time we shot a three and didn't get back and gave him a transition bucket. But other than that, we've done a good job.
Okay. Thanks, Coach.
All right, we'll keep it right here for your, is that the Panguitch Bobcat cheerleaders or the Rich Rebel cheerleaders?
I cannot help you out, but they're going to dance. So, taking a look at Coach Barney, talking about that half, going into half, they've really executed extremely well. Those three quick possessions that I saw are what's stinging in his mind as he talked about wanting to go a little longer in. And I referenced that the Cash hadn't touched it in that. And if he touches that drops that timing down a little bit, and it shifts the way those shots are coming open. But they just do what Coach Barney's team. They execute extremely well. When you see Miller seal up the back of that zone and they make that dump pass into him for that easy layup, they're so good at that and hard to handle. Cash Air understanding how to get from the offside and make that forward. He can't guard from the wing down to the baseline, and he got those two big threes in the corner, and that's where we went from a two-possession game to multiple to 3 and 4 is when he went and started hitting those from there with that good ball movement.
Yeah, I agree. And the turnovers are even, 8 apiece. That's a wash. So 2-point field goals, Dustin. Rich, 1 of 10 from 2-point land. Bobcats only 3 of 13. Big difference is coming 5 of 8 from behind the arc versus 2 of 5.
On that three-point line, we talked about it in the pregame, as it's going to be a big deal as Rich has shot 23 and 24 threes the last 2 days. They're not on pace to even come close right now to that, as they've only shot 5. They've done a great job attacking the rim, but Cash has disrupted most of them, and when they haven't, somebody else has slipped in and been able to deflect it.
Well, and I think some of that is the length of the Bobcats just not giving Rebels, even at the three-point line. You know, most of the time,
they have ran
Ridge
Desch
Lundgren
and Lundgren off the line extremely well.
Yeah, Desch, I mean, they can shoot over most people, but it's hard to shoot over a Justin Osborne or a Dax Miller or a Cash. You know, It's hard to shoot over them.
It is, and they're not giving space, and they're getting right up. And Desch hasn't been able to get at the rim. Lundgren got there a couple times, but you look forward to Coach Cornea trying to figure out how to get Desch at the rim. But they're trying to get Cash out. You talked about that with Muirbrook, but they have such good one-on-one ball defenders. Cash doesn't have to come out much.
No.
He only has to come out when Muirbrook catches. Otherwise, you watch him. He roams in a horseshoe just like he's playing his own offense, and he roams that paint.
Absolutely. So that's a big advantage someone like Cashier gives you in the middle. If you've got the horses around the perimeter so that he doesn't have to
do a lot of extra work. He can go in, they can run him into him, and he just owns that paint. And they haven't been able to run him off the line because they switched to that zone, and it really held him down for a long time. But then they were able to get those 6 points, which then causes the zone a little more trouble. And I'm sure Coach Barney's going to talk a little bit more about it, but when their spacing's accurate, that's when they've really been able to do it, and that was Osborne showed you that. He took 2 steps lower without the ball, and that's where his 3 came from, and that really punishes that zone, even though it is moving awesome. But you can still punish one if you can move the ball like Panguitch has.
Absolutely. And this is your Panguitch Bobcat cheerleaders at the half. The first group was your Rich Rebel cheerleaders.
Defensively, really, Rich has been able to play the type of defensive game they want to do. No foul trouble other than Hoffman came early when they got him with that second foul, but he's been able to manage with 2. Everybody else has just got 1. Is that correct?
Yeah, and Cheston Tebbs has 2 off the bench.
And for Panguitch, that's what you want. If your bench players come in and give you 2 fouls in a half, I cheer that on.
Yeah.
That's good stuff.
He's playing hard-nosed defense, getting that foul in there.
And if he doesn't do that, he doesn't steal that ball back right there after that weird shot clock situation that ended up being okay-ish.
Yeah.
But it's still frustrating in state championship games to have that little situation slip in there. But Rich, I wonder if they've got anything, because they're so fast, anything that they can do full court to cause them problems. I know that Tabiona got beat really bad in the full court pressure, but Rich pressure gets back a little bit better. I wonder if there's something that Coach Cornea might be able to do there. But generally overall, the Bobcats have only scored 21. It's not like their defense is bad.
No, the Rebel defense is not bad. They're doing a good job. This has been the Southern Utah University Halftime Report. Come soar with us at SU.edu.
Hey Mom, I'm going to Sydney.
Hello? What about the fridge?
Love cheese? We do too. Come join our team with a generous benefit package and starting wages over $18 an hour. Are you ready to be an employee owner? Great Lakes Cheese in Fillmore is ready for you. Grow with the largest natural cheese packer in the nation. Full-time positions available for every shift. Apply online at GreatLakesCheese.com. Again, that's GreatLakesCheese.com. Wishing all athletes good luck in the tournaments and eat more cheese. When it comes to traditions, at the top of the list has to be a stop at Henry's Drive-In on Highway 89 in Panguitch for a hot and juicy chubby cheeseburger and an order of homemade onion rings. From the amazing crew at Henry's, they wish all teams success.
Joe Dolan Auto Body is a proud supporter of Paiute High School athletics. Located in Cirqueville, Joe Dolan Auto Body can help with dents, scratches, paint jobs, and more. Give Joe a call today at 435-577-2442. Good luck, Region 20 teams.
JT Steel is a custom steel fabricator. It all began with a $2,000 job in 1983, from large projects like the BYU baseball stadium to a customer that needs an angle with a couple holes. Owner and Garfield County Commissioner Jerry Taylor wishes all teams success.
K&D Forest Products in Panguitch, Utah invite you to come visit them for all your building and log home needs. K&D would like to wish all teams success.
Welcome back to Spear Valley Center. We're going to shoot it down to Tyler Gibb on the sideline. Tyler.
Coach, a little bit of a slow start to start the game. What's the key to starting fast in the second half?
Well, first off, we need to be grateful we're only down 9. But I love our defensive effort. I think that's been there. And we just need to relax and go and loosen up and play. I mean, we look like we haven't been in this game for a while, which we haven't. But I expect better things has happened.
Aside from just making shots, is there a key offensively to get things turned around there?
Yeah, we've looked slower than we've looked since game 1. And I think guys are nervous of making mistakes, and you can't play that way in a state tournament. So we need to slow down our minds and speed up our legs.
Hey, thanks, Coach. Good luck. Back to you, Mike.
That's a quote you can write down, Dustin. Slow down our minds and speed up our legs.
That's what a running team does. You've got to be slow to be fast, and it's so key. And Panguitch doing a great job. They have slowed them down, and Coach Barney talked about that coming out of there. Coach Cornea, I love what he said. It's a dang good thing we're only down 9. We're lucky.
Yeah.
And they are. It's just a 3-possession game, and with the way that these guys can score and run.
Yeah, the way they jumped out on the T-Birds last night.
Being down 9's not a big deal.
Right.
And coming into this third, it'll be interesting to watch the legs. As you watched Rich making the rotations in the first and in the second, you saw Panguitch using their subs a little bit down the stretch right there and gave a couple guys legs. But we're here, and I love the 4-day tournament. Let's see what goes on here in the second half.
That's right. As Bobcat ball to start the second half. These games being brought to you by Legacy Ace Hardware, Garfield Memorial, Bryce Canyon Car Show, and Canyon Bike Ride on KSLSports.com.
I like Coach Cornea just talking about his D has been where it needs to be, except for Hoffman catching it rough. He's trying to dig too deep on Cashier there as he got out of position. They play behind a lot down there on that forward spot, and it's a harder way to play that zone. Absolutely. When those forwards get behind, because you're behind the ball.
That's Carter Hoffman's third foul. He got the 2 quick ones in the first, and there's his third.
Just over pursuing. And that time Lundgren was on top of him, and that's a better position to play that out of. But you watch him, they'll get pinned down there.
Chapel. Osborne, 3, rims out. Miller with the rebound, put it up and in.
Miller being so good on that offensive glass. He has been huge for the Bobcats. There's your run. Defended by Osborne.
Yep.
He gets back and long on it. And that's Rich got what they wanted out of that, but Osborne changed the shot.
Osborne to Johnson, back to Osborne. Looks to Miller at the high post. It's interesting to me as Johnson for 3 rims off, but Ayers there to pick up the garbage and put it back in.
Offensive glass for the Panguitch. They are dominating it.
All right, hey, Dustin, let's do something with the Fab Rats. I've got a bunch of shirts up here. So if you've got a family member in this gym that is a 2 or 3X or a small youth, we've got probably 10 small shirts, and 10 or 15, 2-3X. Just have them come up here and let's give them a shot. We don't want to take these home with them. That's the Fab Rats trivia.
Let those Fab Rats
Let the Fab Rats
get out there.
Get out there.
Make sure I get 2 for my young ones.
You better go. We better set them aside. But, yeah, Fab Rats, great sponsors, all tournament long. Step up 3, bangs it home.
He has spent so much time on that crossover, and it's a step sideways, not fully back on that one. It is beautiful, and he finally sees a little space.
Inside.
And Panguitch moves that
Chapel.
ball so nice. They dive in, they lift you, and they just seal. The guy on the offside's not standing there. He is getting open. When you play to get open off the ball, good things happen.
Absolutely.
Cornelia's going to back cut. He's got a chance against Cash Air. He gets it. One of the few times I love the sideline out of bounds with the back cut. Great read right there by Cornea. Heady. And they extended out their pressure a little bit right there. They're slow to get back as Miller's coming down.
Osborne left wing.
They cannot extend their pressure if they're going to be that slow getting back. That'll get them in trouble. It was Cornea. Dash on Cash.
There, 12 seconds on the shot clock. Osborne drives into the middle, picks it up. Remy Chappell bangs in a 15-footer like he does that every day.
Man, he knocked it down. They went man that possession, and Panguitch is making them pay. Muirbrook's going to give it a run at the hoop. Oh, I like that. That was a good run off of him, but they was guarded very well again by the Bobcats.
Yeah, the Bobcats air does a great job just walling up, stands strong. Poked away by Osborne, dives out there, gets the ball, and goes out of bounds.
Dash and Osborne. Man, Osborne is a diving, loose ball gathering machine, and all the rest of the Ribbles do a good job, and Dash saved that one, but Osborne, he'll show you how to play hard.
Absolutely.
Does so many good things for the Bobcats. Coming out of that 5 out. The dribble handoffs have gotten them a little bit of action.
Blocked by Air. Muirbrook just does not have an answer.
No, Cash is a better defender. He's caused Muirbrook a lot of problems.
It's going to take screens. It's going to take something to get Muirbrook open, and they need to get Muirbrook going in the offense. And I like the look, but he's got to come off a screen. There's got to be a way to get him open and get his confidence back.
Yeah, then maybe he can beat him on the one-on-one situation. A little back cut, and then he spins to the defense.
Tipped back up by Miller.
Oh, yeah, Miller just loves offensive rebounds.
Air for 3, and he's fouled. And that's, goes through the hands of Air to try and make sure he doesn't make that.
Wow, he's so hard, he's so big out there, and when you get him on an offensive rebound and kick out, that is how the three-point shot is practiced, so it's so effective on an offensive rebound because everybody's down around the basket. He just had to fly at him, but just overextended too much. Hoffman's going to come in for him right there at some point in time, but oh, that's right. He's shooting 3 shots, so he couldn't quite come in just yet. Right there is Hoffman going to come back, and he's going to have to manage his foul trouble a little bit as he plays so hard. Can't get himself a 4th foul. And that'll give Drake Weston a break as he picked up that foul on the 3.
Now
let him catch his head a little bit. He's a little bit frustrated.
Austin, this is for you. This would be 3 points the hard way as Air makes 3 free throws to get it.
And it is for Air the hard way because he is such a good 3-point shooter. Long run against Osborne.
Muirbrook buries a Bryce Canyon City 3.
You talked about finding a different way to get him open with that penetration that kept Cash down in the paint, and that's a big shot by Muirbrook from the corner. That'll have to stretch Cash out.
Bounce pass in to Chappell. Osborne banging in there, gets it up and in.
Basically just your triangle offense right there as he catches, and he just picks how he's going to run off, starts going under, and comes over the top.
Pull up 3, got it! Bryce Canyon City 3, Ridge Lundgren.
That boy can shoot it.
We'd said Rebels have averaged 23, 24 attempts from behind the arc these last 2 games in the state tournament. They had 5 in the first half as Air backs in the defense, misses, and a rebound pulled out of there by Hoffman.
Using that size advantage, but just got enough help to keep him out. Oh, that's a nice screen by Muirbrook. Oh, rough miss.
Chappell gets it to Osborne.
A lot of length out there for the Bobcats. Working against this man defense.
Drop step right, not there. Miller at the high post, driving in, scoops and scores.
Got a nice little brush screen up there by the junction for him.
And one.
Hoffman this time when he attacks, he stays more balanced. And because of his balance, then he can take that contact and finish rather than taking contact and have it rim out on him. Coach Corney is wanting a timeout.
We'll take one as well. This is 1A State Championship Basketball brought to you by Bryce Kane City on TeamHive.live. At the Legacy Ace Hardware free throw line, Hoffman unable to convert the three-point play.
Let's see what adjustment Coach Cornea had there in the timeout.
Man defense for the Rebels. Miller bounce pass into Air. Air goes underneath. Reverse layup with the left hand.
Put Muirbrook on him, and he came in and played behind him, and that was an easy game for Cash.
So smooth, that up and under on the opposite side. You have switch hands. Drive. That was tipped in the air on its way up. Air rips the rebound out of there.
It's nice to have a guy that can get a rebound, just bring the ball down the floor, clears out that pressure. They're going to keep Muirbrook on Cash.
Air with 8 rebounds in the game. Air at the high post and a foul on Muirbrook.
Kind of hooked him with his hand as he jumped around. And the help hasn't been coming as much for Muirbrook as it was for Hoffman. And we'll take a look and see if that changes. Very patient. Coach Barney wants him to get open, but they denied it well. Ooh.
Osborne chases that down somehow. Turnaround jumper for Miller. He elevates so quick.
Yeah, he's got a good mid-range game. There's Hoffman coming back in for it. He got himself in a mess, but able to get bailed out. I think it's going to be on Johnson, but let's see.
You know, I mean,
yeah,
there had to have been contact. The official saw something there.
Well, he was over there on that side, and that actually goes against Remy Chappell.
It's his first.
Hoffman been getting down in the rim right there, and he got deep. But Panguitch defense, they got Weston settled down and ready to get back after it again. Communicate their matchups. Cornea going to take a little break. Perry's going to come in and give Muirbrook a minute's break.
Makes them both that time. Legacy Ace Hardware free throw line getting action in the second half.
And they've pushed this to 13 as Panguitch has executed extremely well down here on this end and just holding Rich down to 27 points here with 2 minutes left to go in the third quarter.
15-19 run in this second half for the Bobcats.
Perry's on Cash. Miller's, they went to, that's what they did. They put Hoffman on Miller's. Miller has gotten things going for the Bobcats. Nice action.
That's Dribbled in. Osborne loses the handle. Knocked away. Shot up. Rims over.
Great defense by Lundgren right there.
And Miller with the foul with the body. It looked clean upstairs, but he got him with the hip.
You see Coach Cornea wants his guys getting that thing up the floor, and Hoffman is taking that. When he catches that pass ahead, he's got one thing on his mind: get at the rim. And he's got there, and he's getting to that Legacy Ace Hardware free throw line.
Coming in for the shooter is Muirbrook. Makes it.
Hoffman will take a little break. Does a nice job for the Rebels. So Muirbrook will line up on Cash, and that means Perry's going to have to pick up Miller.
Miller looks into Air. Air gets it with his right hand, drop steps, hands to Miller.
Little curl action right there to get Cash open was nice. But Miller plays so well off the ball. You watch how he reads cuts. He does a lot of heady things that way.
So it's a hold on Lundgren away from the ball.
You're going to see bonus here for the last minute, the third quarter. Miller not able to get that one as it comes hard off the back rim. And we'll have a possession here where the Rebels won't have transition. So what do they do to get a good look?
Miller 1 of 2 from Legacy Ace Hardware free throw line.
So Osborne continually chases Lundgren.
Johnson got caught reaching from behind.
And Weston just used a beautiful hesitation dribble there as they were in their 5 out and they were sending Lundgren cutting baseline. That cleared the right side a little bit more. He shows that little hesitation explosion that you love to see out of a player.
Weston. Money from the Legacy Ace Hardware free throw line.
The space making it a little easier to be seen the contact. Oh, big rebound by Muirbrook. See if they can get 3 out of this possession, meaning just a bucket. No, they don't need a 3-point shot necessarily, but he likes a crossover right here.
Lundgren steps right, spins right. Muirbrook. Air holds his ground. Miller defending against.
Saying they stayed vertical.
Great defense by Dash. I mean,
on Dash.
On Dash.
By Panguitch there, yes. Did a great job. They just walled up, and Dash undersized, not able to get up through the trees, and he can jump. We saw yesterday.
15 seconds.
No shot clock, just the right game clock. Coach Barney wants it down to 9 before he says go, go.
Miller in the corner. Johnson fakes, pulls up, over the top, out of bounds.
Didn't get the execution Coach Barney wanted on the end of that third quarter right there.
3 quarters of play, 41-29 Bobcats. This is 1A State Championship basketball brought to you by Farm Bureau Financial Services, Chad Lyman. Let's listen to the band.
This band's been great all week.
Alrighty, folks. Hey, we'll go down to our sideline reporter, Nathan Thatcher. Want to send it to Nathan, David?
In that huddle, Jaden Desch was heard saying,
Tyler
we've
Gibb.
been here before, we've done this before. This is a spot that they feel confident they can still come back from. Of note, the last time Rich won the state championship was in 2015. The football team also won the state championship that school year. Well, neither team had won a state championship since until the football team won it this school year. The basketball team will look to do the same again if they can complete the comeback.
Appreciate that, Tyler Gibb down on the sideline. Rich Rebel they won the 8-man football 1A state championship this year. Cashier completing the double-double with 10 rebounds.
Johnson for Spice Canyon City 3.
His second of the game.
Penetrate one side, skip to the other against the zone.
That's third quarter for the Bobcats, a big one.
Cash walls up so well.
Put back up by Muirbrook.
Desch finally able to slip around him and get enough length to use his body to keep him back off right there.
Was that Desch, not Muirbrook?
That was Desch that finished that, yeah. Muirbrook took the first one. A little bit of pressure. Dax is going to dribble through and dump.
Nice look across the paint. Foul.
If Miller gets that ball against the pressure, he will drive and he wants to dump it. He's asking you to lift. He knows your number's weak. Got to stay home and get your help back.
No look to the corner, back into Miller. He goes across to Chappell. Rebound Muirbrook for the Rebels.
Have an opportunity to get it back to that 10-point game if they could get something to connect from deep.
Muirbrook. Weston.
They just need something at the rim.
Hoffman, the Muirbrook 18-footer, top of the key, buries it.
Nice shot right there. As Cash roaming the paint, having to deal with the penetration of Hoffman, leaving Muirbrook wide open right there.
Still just a 4-possession game, or 6 if it's all twos.
Shackening.
Air.
Tough to guard.
Letting him play down there. Cash might, well, a little bit of a bump from Cash and then a little bit of a bump on Cash. And timeout on the floor. We'll take one as well. This is 1A State Championship Basketball brought to you by Larry H. Miller, Utah Summer Games on 1aball.com and KSLSports.com.
Unlock the potential of your land with Lutz Construction, specializing in excavation and landscape. We're your go-to contractor in Utah and Idaho. Whether it's laying a foundation, designing a rock wall, or snow removal, we've got you covered. Our skilled team ensures quality results for both residential and commercial projects. With Lutz Construction, your project isn't just another job, it's a blueprint for your dreams. Contact us today and let's start building your future. Check out our website at diglutzconstruction.com.
As Utahns, we don't have to go far to find a bit of heaven. Historic Panguitch City, nestled in southern Utah's high plateaus, just 20 miles from Bryce Canyon National Park. Panguitch is a year-round celebration of heritage and outdoor culture.
Are you tired of winter and ready to ride? We invite you to the Bryce Canyon Mule Days. Join us in Tropic, Utah the first week in May for guided mule rides, vendors, food, and fun, featuring arena events including ranch sorting. Then Friday night, a live concert featuring Bren Hill. And the premier Chrome in the Canyon Mule Sale on Saturday. Learn more at BryceCanyonMuleDays.com, and we will see you there.
Welcome back. Off the timeout for banking that helps you stay in the game no matter where you are. Zions Bank is for you. Hey, folks, we still have a few of the larger size Fabrat shirts and I think a couple smalls. Is there still small shirts, David, or just large? Just the bigger sizes. The smalls are all gone.
Muirbrook takes Cash out and away. Wanted to watch that one come out as Muirbrook's hit a couple. Cash having to go out and away without him there. Rich finally able to get the rim, bringing us to an 11-point game. And that help side right there crashed well, stopping the pressure.
Yeah, have your family, if you want a 2 or 3X Fabrat shirt, buy or get one for free, get the second one free also.
You know, that zone starting to open awfully wide.
Open
Panguitch
Johnson.
To get deep in the clock, though.
And just like that, inside. Hey, we're going to go right straight to Nathan Thatcher down on the sideline.
Hey guys, in the timeout before this one, Coach Barney said, I don't care if you give me 3 buckets in a row. I need 3 stops in a row. So in these final 5 minutes, he's emphasizing defense over offense to secure this championship. Back to you guys.
Well, they say defense wins championships. And hey, Dustin, you and I were talking about it off air. The Rich Rebels average 64 points a game.
Yes, they are a high-powered offense, and this defense has been just awesome.
Absolutely.
Man, they get stops. They have made it miserable for the Rebels to get anything around the rim without it being contested. Everything's contested very well. It's long. It's in the way. And this last time you saw, they were able to lift Cash out of there. They were able to get downhill. Coach Barney, I'm sure, had a conversation on that with his quick timeout. After they executed the clock, you could tell they intentionally worked it down. Coach Barney loves it to take a long possession. And then Osborne, nice little finish to tap it off. And when you can execute like that, it's going to be hard for the Rebels to get back into it.
For sure. Yeah, when you can take it down to the wire and still get points. The shot clock, it was an adjustment for the Panguitch Bobcats. They loved that high. They'd set up the high block and 4 around the perimeter and work it around. Dash drive, 18-footer won't go for Muirbrook.
Cash a little deeper in the paint that time, getting that jumper.
Miller, as the Rebels extend that zone to half court, pass taken away by Muirbrook. There's a stop by the Rebels. Hoffman ahead, shot in and one.
That was textbook running as Lundgren stayed wide, Hoffman stayed wide, which made the defense not be able to make a decision. And the ball stayed in the guard's hand long enough to be able to make it that quick of a finish. That was beautiful. Nice job by the Rebels to stay disciplined in the lanes. If they come in together, that allows the defense to be able to be playing in between a lot easier.
Parkin and Tebbs into the game for the Bobcats.
Going to give a little break for a couple other teammates there.
Reach in foul, and if that's on Hoffman, that's his, or not Hoffman. Yeah, Carter Hoffman. That's his. It is. That's his 4th.
And he does. He reaches a fair amount. It's put him on the bench quite a bit today. Weston's had some good minutes for the Rebels.
Osborne to Miller. Miller up the right side. Skip pass to Tebbs. Traveled. Parkin kind of hopped.
Must have been enough that the official got him for it. So turnover. You got a 10-point ball game here. And this Rich Rebel team can score. We've seen
Lundgren 3 goes out of bounds.
Does not help you come back. Coach Cornea thought it got tipped. He says he doesn't dare ball those shots. It had to have been tipped. Official didn't see it. But what I was saying, we've seen championships won under 2 minutes being down 9.
Oh, yeah. It's just 10, but not out of reach by any sense. Tebbs to Miller. Extending that trapping pressure. Miller puts a lot of, that goes off the foot of Osborne and it's picked up by Muirbrook. A stop for the Rebels. Muirbrook goes the other way, spins back, fakes, comes back this way, got it.
Big left hand finish as he came down in and worked and worked. He got that left hand to sneak it up and through.
You know, I was thinking yesterday after the game, Coach Barney said, hey, it takes 32 minutes. It's going to take 32 minutes to beat the Rich Rebels. It's not going to take an 8-minute game.
Absolutely, this team is.
Couple breakdowns on offense, turnovers have let the lead collapse to 8.
And you mentioned the shot clock.
And you can feel the momentum. A quick reach in.
Yeah, that's
on
a little different than they've been calling that. Cornea coming from behind and popping it, and they've allowed that all game. But they came with it quick.
They got Johnson on one of those earlier. They on that California reach around.
Yep, good call.
But that seemed like a pretty quick call.
Panguitch looking to try to take time off.
Bounce pass to Air.
They're down to 15 seconds. They're wanting to milk it down lower.
Miller, Air, 3 on the way. Rims out. Rebound loose. Picked up by Desch.
Strong rebound by Desch, and there's Cornea out on the sideline.
The Bobcats slower to get back on defense. That 3 ball won't go. Tabs with the rebound. Toes dancing that sideline, end line.
Just enough to contest that to make that miss and get the rebound. That was big rebound by the Bobcats.
Osborne, Miller looks. Back to Osborne.
It looks like to me they're about layup only unless it's in the end of the clock. Which, if you're Rich, you don't have to foul. I mean, you don't need to worry. It's only 8 points. Might not be here a second after Osborne gets done, but
yeah, Osborne.
The shot clock will help you out if you're patient enough to let it. You got a lot of possessions left in this game.
Osborne. That's his first free throw attempt, and he misses it. He's had a field goal in each of the first 4 quarters.
So right there, misses those 2, giving Rich a chance to cut this down, make it a 2-possession game.
Weston to Muirbrook.
That was
Desch
pretty.
cuts back door, and Muirbrook threads the needle.
But it's because Muirbrook had the ball and had to bring Cash out and away.
Timeout on the floor. We'll take one as well. This is 1A State Championship basketball brought to you by Larry H. Miller, Utah Summer Games.
And that's why no underage drinking is our goal.
You like car shows? Well, let's supersize it as trucks from all over come for you to enjoy at the Panguitch City Truck Show. It's a family fun event on the 4th of July weekend. Friday night is the light show on Panguitch Main Street from 8 to 10:30 p.m. Saturday, the show will be at the Panguitch City Park from 10 to 4. Truck registration is $75. We support all truck drivers that make our communities better, so why not show off their trucks? We wish all teams success.
For big-time banking with Home Team Field, Zions Bank is for you.
Coach Cornea adjusting his pressure, how he wants it to look.
Dustin, it's a 2-possession game.
Yes, it is.
Tabs
We've got
in.
a fun one to wrap this one up.
Osborne to Tebbs. Osborne. Air.
They've morphed that zone. It looks like it's got a little 1-2-2 look to it.
They were extending it way out, trying to apply that pressure, trying to get those turnovers. Down
their
low,
job down
Air.
now.
Osborne pulls up at the shot clock, won't go.
Had to take a tough one because of the shot clock, and they're up on the sideline.
Muirbrook spins, goes back the other way, kicks it out. Ball movement around the perimeter. Weston drives, misses. Miller with the rebound.
Man, he was more open than he thought he was going to be. Cash not able to come where he's always helping right there, but not able to come, but just rolled out.
Tabs.
Still have a lot of time. You don't have to foul in a 2-possession game in this situation, but they wanted to foul Miller. They went and fouled him. Coach Barney's having a conversation with Cash about how he felt it should have gone. I have a feeling he was wanting him to help on that backside drive and make sure the ball's in his hands so that he can go to the free throw line. He has done so much.
Miller's 1 of 2 from the Legacy Ace Hardware free throw line in this game. Make it 2 of 3.
Here comes Hoffman. He's going to give Cornea just a minute break. Cornea does a nice job up the sideline for the Rebels. Johnson's going to come in for Cheston Tebbs. All right, let's look and see what Rich has. A quick hitter. They showed us that back cut a minute ago. That was awesome. He's working from the left side this time.
Weston.
So Cash is out and away from the hoop.
Just like that, dribble drive penetration. Hoffman takes it all the way to the rack. 7 points in the fourth quarter for Hoffman.
Basket looks so different without Cash underneath there, and they've got Cash up high. Got a 5-second count coming there. Oh, Coach Barney with a nice timeout saved that possession.
We'll take one as well. 57.8 seconds to go in the ball game. This is state championship basketball brought to you by Harvard and Reese Construction on KSLSports.com.
At Rally Stop, we're more than just a gas station. We're an important part of the community. Grab a quick snack, top off your tank, and hit the road with confidence. Not going to the game, grab a drink, some chicken, and a snack, and head home to watch the game. Rally Stop.
It's that time of year again where we're cheering on our hometown teams. The town of Randolph would like to wish the Rich Rebels good luck at the state tournament. Go Rebels!
For banking that helps you power forward, Zion's Bank is for you. Bobcat ball on the far sideline.
Panguitch has 3 timeouts left. Oh, they did not need to foul. And they definitely didn't need to foul Cash Air. So Coach Corney has got to be quite frustrated with that foul, as they could have used the shot clock to take that one down and not put Cash Air to the free throw line. Cash has that one rim out on him.
5 of 6 from the foul line, Legacy Ace Hardware foul line for Air.
Cheston Tebbs comes in and Hoffman comes back in the game. Rich just has 1 timeout left. Panguitch has fouls to give if they need them. Rich has got at the hoop the last couple possessions very well. If they'll go quick, they can get it
3-possession game.
There they go.
They get the wide open off the screen.
He decided to call it. He had to decide whether he wanted to stop the clock or not. Coach Cornea with his last timeout, he chooses to stop the clock. He does not have any more timeouts. Panguitch has 2 timeouts left. And so we get to see what happens with the shot clock. It's a 10-second difference, but it's the possession game in this situation. It's a 5-point, so it's just 2 possessions. You don't have 2 out of the shot clock, so you've got to take a look and see if you can steal the ball.
Yeah. Well, the attack from the Rebels getting to the basket has been extremely difficult till the last 2 or 3 minutes of this game.
Finally got Cash Air out and away. Coach has adjusted him, and he's got him up on Muirbrook, and that's changed the way they can get at the rim.
So in that situation, Dustin, do you, with them coming to the rim and attacking that, you just say, hey, sit on in here?
It's worked all game long for them, and they had a big lead. It's not there anymore. It's 2 possessions. So for me, I like that, but let's take and see how Panguitch is going to play this. And we go back to Rich is going to have to foul. So who do they want to foul? It looked like to me after Osborne missed those, they were looking to foul him, but Cash just missing a couple, but his percentages will catch up. He is great from the line. They're going to get that over to Johnson.
To Miller.
As soon as they cross half court. So that was the conversation. Try to get something in the front court. If it doesn't happen, you've got to foul as they come across, because there wasn't enough time left in the game. They had to extend it out. So Panguitch has a conversation, and they're going to pull everybody off so they don't get an offensive foul. Expecting Dax Miller to step up and knock these down, and he is very good from here. Smooth.
You know, Dax had made 3 of 4 to that point in the game.
So
now
they
4 or 5.
They decided not to necessarily go with who to foul, but just as soon as it came across half, and Dax right there knocks that first one down.
Second one off the back iron, and Dax fouls, but that's no harm.
No, because they do have fouls to give. But interesting enough, Coach had pulled them off so they didn't foul. But they've got fouls to give, like you said, so no big deal. Rich sets up. Let's see what kind of action they go. And Cash steps out a little further than he usually plays right here. Got 5 out. Little pitch.
Deep 3 for Dash, won't go.
Big rebound by Johnson. And they had him down.
Coach Barney used his last time out.
I think he's got 1 more after this.
He has one more.
Yep, he's got one more after this. He calls a full, and that's good coaching by Coach. He knows he saved his timeouts for this moment. They were down in the corner trapped, and so the 10-second could help them get out of that, but Coach calls that timeout. So they've got to get it to their best. So inbound-wise, Rich is going to deny the heck out of it. They've got to get their best free throw shooter, which I'd get Dax Miller the ball. He showed us where he's at. Bring him down on, pop him out, and let him get fouled, because we know Rich has to extend this game out where it's a long 2-possession right now.
Absolutely.
And so with those 2 possessions for Rich on the other side, if they can get a miss, looking for a 3 is not a bad thing. If they can get a quick, good one, something off of a flare, maybe a curl, but there's nothing wrong with getting at the rim. But they can't stop the clock now without a foul, so they can get awfully handsy on the inbounds and see go there, because Coach Cornea having to call those timeouts earlier in the game. We talked about Coach Barney scoring off of his. Coach Cornea having a little tougher time getting out of his earlier in the game. But no longer can he stop the game. So Panguitch, let's see how they do it. They're on the sideline, a little different spot to inbound it, so they'll stack it, which actually benefits, I think, Panguitch. It's easier to get it in coming that way.
Oh, yeah.
Because you don't practice defending this as much. So they bring Cash straight on, but they got jammed a little bit, but he still catches it. He waits to get fouled, doesn't get fouled, and they want Cheston. So they get him with 23 seconds left to go. So they waited on that. Didn't foul Cash, and fouled Cheston Tebbs. Keep everybody off the line. Penguins still having fouls to give. They've got 2 more before they would send Rich to the bonus, but no time going off the clock really. Oh, big time.
Big free throw for Cheston Tibbs.
That changes it to a 3-possession game. So now Rich no longer needs to look at a 3. They've just got to get to the rim. But 10 seconds can click off between getting it inbounded and the next guy to catch it. Here it comes for a deep 3.
That's going to be out of bounds off of the Rebels.
Which
that's going to, barring some miracle, Dustin, 3 possessions needed.
On this sideline, if they can jump this, they could get a quick one, but the trouble is they can't stop it, so there is enough time that they have to inbound it, but it'll have to be quick. Cash steps up, got it out. Still a slight chance. Got to get a quick steal and shot. If you're the Rich Rebels, if you're Panguitch, just get the ball in. You've got 3 possessions, so really everybody's available, but they keep it clogged up down here quite a bit. Osborne gets the catch. Ooh. They get that one from the backside.
Yeah, backside official calls that on the reach around.
He could see it very well, so that right there makes it a lot tougher for the Rebels. As now with 10 seconds, it will take a minimum of 5 to get down, get a score. They don't have to inbound it because they can let it bounce and then take it out, and it's a 5-second call. So realistically, this one should be done as long as they execute, which Panguitch has done all game long so very well.
Osborne steps up to the line and buries the Bryce Canyon City 3.
Coach Cornea going to put Hoffman back in the game.
Free throw. As Austin makes fun of me. So Osborne missed his 2 previous, and that's going to do it. 9 points.
Jaden Dash, senior for Rich. Jaden Cornea, senior for Rich. And Carson Muirbrook, senior for Rich. As Hoffman kicks that one in, and there's your 1A state champions. The Panguitch Bobcats executed this game very well.
That's it.
They were able to play suffocating defense, holding the Rebels far below their season average to just 48 points. That man defense, they stayed in it all game long, very disciplined, and realistically, until the last 3 minutes, didn't get them anything easy in the paint. And that was a very well executed game by the Bobcats to win that state championship as they wait for the Rich Rebels to congratulate them on a well-fought game. The Rich Rebels, they've had an excellent season.
Yeah, that was a tough hard-fought battle. It was interesting, the big difference. I mean, it's so visible when you could get Cashier out of that middle, it opens things up.
Completely changed the offense's ability to move as they had guarded it just so well in that paint. Rich just struggling to get him to drop as Cash just changes shots with his length so well. Giving the fans a big 5 as they circle off after giving 5. Exciting times. The fans can't wait to come out and cheer on their Bobcats. But first, the Rich Rebels need to be congratulated for a well-done tournament and great season that they've had.
You know, the Rich Rebels came in ranked number 1 in the state. The Panguitch Bobcats number 3.
Panguitch Bobcats played a really strong preseason. And of course, Region 20, and that Region 20 tournament is something special where it's able to allow you to go through tournament and learn that feel, because it does have a different feel to it, and the Bobcats maximizing that, coming in and showing here a heck of a ball game.
As we get ready here for the trophy presentation.
Really what an accomplishment for the Rebels. They have played so hard, got themselves back here.
Absolutely. They had a great season to get here.
The fans doing
no
a good
shame,
job telling them
no shame in a second place.
Job. That's obviously not what their dreams were at, but here's your state champions, the Panguitch Bobcats.
Bobcats, we'll talk about these stats in a minute, but
they finally let the fans come out, cheer them on. Good to see those fans get out and celebrate with their players. They did such a good job cheering them on. We've got some good interviews coming through as that sideline crew that you've enjoyed the last 2 games have done such a good job. They'll look around trying to get things lined up for those interviews as they want to be able to cheer on and congratulate these Panguitch Bobcats. They just played a fantastic game. Executed on that offensive end cleanly. Very Coach Barney-esque game. They were able to work the clock, come down the end, get their shot off, and then come back and get another stop. Enjoy sound of the We Are the Champions. Not a better sound if you are a Bobcat tonight, as they've heard it twice. The girls getting it done. The boys are out there getting the opportunity to hear We Are the Champions, and getting ready for the opportunity to cut down these nets. Lining up the celebrations. There's lots of proud hugs, lots of hard work goes into this, lots of extra time. Rich Rebels getting out rebounded heavily, 22-12. And the three-point line ended up being 6 for 12 were the Panguitch Bobcats and 5 for 13 for the Rich Rebels. They ran them off that three-point line as well as you could ask. The big man that does so much.
Hey guys, Nate Thatcher down here on the court with Cashar. Cash, I want to go back to the first quarter. I was listening to your timeout and your coach said, all of those guys that are guarding you are smaller than you. Take them on. How'd you take your coach's notes to heart?
Well, I just decided that I wanted it, and I wanted it bad. And I just went to the post and went to work, I guess. And just trying to make the right plays, make the right passes, and help my team win.
You've won back-to-back years now. Looking at it, which one's more sweeter?
You know, I'd have to say this one probably just because I promised my coach, because my brother won back-to-back his junior and senior year, and I promised my coach I was going to do the same thing, and we got it done.
Well, congratulations. That's Cash Hour during the SU Championship celebration. SU has 15 NCAA Division athletic teams and over 70 home games per year. Back to you guys.
Alrighty, how about some Cash Air stats, Dustin?
Cash Air cleaning house on the boards. Got 11 of them. How many points do you have him for?
I have him for 18 points, so Cash Air finishes with a double-double. We will go down now to Tyler Gibb with Justin Osborne.
I'm with Justin Osborne. Justin, you scored 12 points today, back-to-back championships, and that's 3 in your 4 years here. How does it feel to win another one?
It feels amazing, just promising my coach and all my teammates that I could come out here and play basketball and win a state championship back-to-back is an amazing feeling.
What can you say about your time with the program and this being your last game?
This being my last game, it's pretty sad, but it's glad we came out on top, and just being a part of this program has helped me a lot and made me be a better person than I am today.
Thanks, Justin. Congratulations. That's Justin Osborne during the SUU Championship celebration. SUU has 150 graduate and undergraduate programs.
Osborne finishes with 12 points, Dustin. 6 of those coming from 2 big Bryce Kansas City threes in the first half.
Well, and that stretched the zone, and they were so big, but you can't say enough about the defensive effort he made, using his length and causing Lundgren so much damage. He was up on it, and he just did a great job. And he was able to just really go to work and do a good job.
Awesome. We have, who's next? Nathan with Daxton Miller.
Hey guys, I'm here with Daxton Miller. Daxton, I was listening to Coach Barney pregame. He said there were 2 keys: limiting turnovers and controlling the tempo. How do you feel like you guys did that tonight?
Well, we did a lot better than we did last night, but I don't know. I feel like there's a little bit during, I don't even remember the quarter, but there's a little bit where we kind of, I don't know, we just kind of gave the momentum to them a little bit, but I think we did a lot better than last night at least.
Yeah, he said in the tournament before this game, you guys had over 15 turnovers. He said if you had to win tonight, you had to get between 8 and 12. You guys just played fantastic ball from beginning to end. What was different about this game?
I don't know, just the state championship game. We just, there's, you just got to come in with better attitude or whatever, because, I don't know, but just get it done, I guess.
And last question, how does it feel to be a state champion?
It was pretty good, yeah. Yeah, it's great.
All right, back to you guys. This is the SUU Championship celebration. SUU, where 35.5% of students study solely online.
Daxton Miller right there, and he was cleaning the offensive glass. Got 4 boards and his assist 3. He does such a great job of penetrating and dumping.
He finished with 12 points, 4 of 6 from the Legacy Ace Hardware free throw line. We have Tyler Gibb with the quiet, awesome basketball player, Remy Chappell. I love Remy Chappell's game. So we'll go down to Tyler Gibb.
I'm with Remy Chappell. Remy, how does it feel to win another championship?
Just feels awesome, really. My older brother won one last year, and that's just something I'll be able to talk to him about, because there's not really much that we really relate to. We have different interests, and yeah, that's just something I can.
Is winning a championship, is it about how you felt, or what's those feelings?
I don't know. I'm not really great at describing feelings. I'll be honest with you. I don't. That's a hard one for me to answer.
Hey, you've got to let it sink in, right? It takes some time. So we'll go enjoy this one. Thanks for taking some time with us. That's Remy Chappell during the SUU Championship celebration. SUU has over 32 graduate and certificate programs.
Remy Chappell getting 3 big boards and 3 key assists for the Bobcats.
And he had 6 points, 3 2-point baskets. Remy Chappell, a great game. We'll take it down to Nathan Thatcher. He's got Cheston Tebbs.
Okay, I've been talking with your dad all weekend, and he said he was just so excited for you to play in this game. He was really nervous. He had to take it off, but I was able to listen to his commentary actually yesterday in your semifinal game, and he just kept cheering for you and cheering for you. What does the support of your family mean to you?
It means a lot. They're always behind me, and they've kept me going. There's been times I've wanted to quit, and they just keep me going. They're the biggest part about me playing. Everything to me. So.
And later in that second half, it looked like Rich was pressuring, obviously, as they wanted to get back into that game. You had to stand your ground. What did it mean to sink that free throw at the end to kind of help you guys seal it?
Well, Coach wanted one more free throw to finally seal it off, and he wanted Cash to do it, but they ended up fouling me, so I had to step up the line and put one in for him.
Last question, how does it feel to be a back-to-back state champion?
Well, it feels pretty great. Yeah.
You want to do it again?
Yeah, I would love to.
All right, that's the SUU Championship celebration. SUU's Utah Summer Games will start hosting the Special Olympics in 2025.
Cheston Tebbs comes in for the Bobcats and just helps balance what they're doing. He takes care of the ball very well. Very unselfish player.
I look at Cheston Tebbs as the old school throwback point guard, court general, heads up, great passer, does a great job on the floor. He finished with 1 point, 1 of 2 from Legacy Ace Hardware free throw line.
You got to know when the guy gets the shot clock to do a goofy thing and cause a turnover, and he knows he doesn't need to turn the dang ball over. He goes back and steals it. That was heady and hard work.
Yeah, absolutely. So we have Tyler Gibb down with Maddox Johnson.
Here with Maddox Johnson. Maddox, how fun was that game to be a part of?
Honestly, not just because it was a championship, but that's the most fun I've had all year.
What are you going to remember about this team and this year?
Honestly, I became really close with all the seniors. I was already close with them before, but especially winning, that bond, being even stronger now, and it's just memories that'll last forever.
And lastly, how does it feel to be a champion?
It feels amazing. I remember my freshman year, Paxton Wolfley, we lost in the championship, and he told me to go get one, and here we are.
Well, there you go. Congratulations. Go celebrate with the team. That's Maddox Johnson during the SUU Championship celebration. SUU has over 15,000 students in total enrollment.
Maddox Johnson, huge to stretch the floor for the Bobcats, and scrappy. One of the few that are a little bit smaller, but he plays just as long as all the rest of them.
Absolutely. Maddox had 2 big 3-point baskets, 1 in the first, 1 in the third. 6 points in the game for Maddox Johnson.
These Bobcats, just you can tell they knew, and they've talked a lot about it in these interviews, is how much they love each other, and you could feel it the way the ball moved. And so we're excited now to hear from Coach Barney from Nathan. And here we go.
Should it mean to you specifically in comparison to the others?
Well, first of all, I mean, there's a lot of things. First of all, winning back-to-back just isn't easy. I mean, it just doesn't happen at any level. It's really tough to come in and win back-to-back. Secondly, I told these kids, this is the 100-year anniversary of Panguitch's first state championship win in 1924. And we had kind of talked about that a little bit earlier this practice. I mean, obviously it was 100 years ago, but for some reason that really gave me a sense of community pride and school pride that we were able to do it. Our 100th year, our 10th overall, just pretty cool.
You also told me pre-game that this was all about the kids. We talked about the atmosphere that this state championship brings, the production value, but most importantly the game, the fact that they can go out and win a trophy. What does this mean specifically for your kids on this team?
Well, you know what? I try to get my seniors to be the guy, because that leadership ability will take them further in life than any of this basketball stuff will. I mean, I want them in life to be that guy that when things are not going well or you're the leader, you're the guy you're the guy that makes the free throws, you're the guy that makes the shot, you're the guy that makes the defensive stop. And so it means a lot it means a lot to me for the seniors. It does. And next year we'll try to insert some new kids and fill those spots, but at least for 2 or 3 months till we start summer ball, it's their time, and I'm proud of those seniors.
Thanks, Coach. Congratulations.
All righty.
Celebration. SUU is the University of the Parks.
All right, Coach Barney down there. What a great man.
I tell you what, he talked about it, the 100th anniversary and the community and school pride, and you've got to give it to him. He moves back home, back in the early 2000s, and he's still coaching there, and that consistency is showing up as you see him win a back-to-back and another championship, and he's so involved in making sure that he helps guide those guys. And I love his comment on the leadership piece being key and trying to develop that in these young men. And you got to give it to Coach Barney for all the time and effort he puts into youth and high school kids. He's a teacher there at the middle school, and he just does an excellent job working hard for those Bobcats and that pride and community that he talked about to start out that interview.
Absolutely, I totally agree. You can't. He's a competitive man, but you'll have a hard time finding a better man anywhere.
No, he holds well to his word, and he works hard for the kids, and has done a great job.
All right, we've got Principal Torgerson down there with Tyler Gibb.
I'm here with Principal Torgerson. You won both the boys and the girls state championships. How cool is that?
Well, there's plenty of things in the world right now that pull people apart, but this is one thing that brings people together. I think this is the second time that we've done it in the last, several years that I've been principal, so it's pretty cool to have everybody be able to come and be part of this.
Yeah, what can you say about the impact that has on the school and the community?
Well, you see all kinds of kids here. This is good to see the kids coming out and supporting each other. There's all the other students are here, or most of them anyway, who could get a ride. That's the biggest thing right there, to let them know that they're all part of this.
Your daughter Lily is a part of the girls team. What was that like to see her win the championship today with them?
Well, it gives us one more thing to talk about. She comes home every night and talks about all the things that she saw during the game. She didn't get a lot of playing time, but she really enjoys being with the other girls and being part of the team, so it's fun for her.
Thanks, Principal, and congratulations. That's Russ Torgerson during the SUU Championship celebration. SUU has an average class size of 21 people.
That's the one guy that's got a harder job than all of his head coaches, because he has to do it all day, every day.
All day, every day, absolutely. So, Dustin, great basketball tournament. Any highlights you want to talk about over the course of the 4 days you saw?
The highlight for me is what it allows these student athletes to go through and experience, the highs and the lows, and how to come back and recover from that. These third, fourth place games that we played today, for me, are more valuable for the learning in so many ways, because you have to learn how to fail and take the next step. And I love what our student athletes are able to do and what that allows them to do. They have to be in a team environment. When you're in a team environment and you have to learn how to win together, and more importantly, learn how to lose together and how to help each other come back. We saw tonight with Paiute, Jackson Westwood getting this crazy sickness that came in and whacked him out of the tournament. That's gut-wrenching for a young man that's a senior that's had to play and has just worked himself so hard, and he's able to win a region championship and not be able to come play in the tournament. That's the type of stuff that this athletics provides at the high school level, is you go through that type of pain, but you understand how to get up tomorrow and go back at it, because that's what every day is about. Is we're going to have highs and lows, but how do we manage those together and help each other out?
Yeah, the sun still comes up tomorrow. You can get through it.
Absolutely. And what a great place to teach that. And you've got great coaches like we just saw, Coach Corney and Coach Barney, that have done a great job. And before that, we have Coach Fabrizio and Coach Owens in that state championship, and all these coaches. The amount of time, parents, that's what I got for you. Tell them thank you.
Absolutely. As a parent, sometimes I think we're so worried about our own kid, we overlook the
this
big
team
picture.
Environment is so important to our growth, and so I sure love it.
All righty, well, it was a great day. I'll tell you what, for myself, David Tibbs, we love providing a platform to produce and bring this 1A state tournament to the fans. We love our rural basketball in our little towns and the opportunity it provides to bring our communities together. And we've had a great crew of interns down here this year. And we've got such great reviews, and I know we're not perfect. We made a lot of mistakes along the way, and we will continue to, but We had great interns this year from BYU and SUU, providing opportunities, again, for education.
Yes, yeah, great learning opportunities for them, and it's awesome how you guys involve those guys.
And so for myself and David Tebbs, he's not on the mic, thanks to everyone for allowing us the opportunity to be involved with these tournaments. I'm Mike Alstrom, he's Dustin Shakespeare, Austin Owens on our stats, Aiden Fort produced these last 2 championship games, Ashley Coombs on the main camera. We had floor cameras, Cray, Shakespeare, Dallin, Richens, Aiden Mortensen, and then we had Tyler Gibb and Skylar Ludlow and Tanner Woodfield. I think so. I'm terrible. I'm so bad at names. I remember Tanner.
Yep, Tanner's done a great job, and he's been a repeat piece of the broadcast.
Nathan Thatcher. So. This was Tanner's first year. Thatcher.
Nathan's the one that's
Nathan came back, and then Tyler Gibb.
That was the Tyler. That was the T. Tyler has been so good to come.
He's been a stable. This is his 3rd year in a row, Tyler, with us, and he's phenomenal. We love
what he
to
does.
have him here with us. So
it's fun to see him enjoy and embrace the 1A basketball, as it is awesome. It doesn't get any better than 1A ball.
No, sir. All right, folks, have a good night, and it'll be baseball when we're on the air again in the fall. We'll be there. If 1A sports are playing, we'll be there.
Keep up the good work.